Hey folks, Siam here. So we have had the falling that I've been talking about on ADA, Ether, pretty much everything. And then Bitcoin hit the 30k, and then I said we should see 32k-ish soon. Well, that's just happened. It happened yesterday. We got up to 32, all the way up to 32,700, and we've had a bit of a retrace then. So I've placed a few little side steps which I've shared with my students. However, the question I'm getting a lot now is what's next? What's going to happen now then, Simon? Without going into too much depth, I tried to keep things to statistics and probability instead of guessing and hoping, which is what most people do. And so when you're looking at on-chain analysis, so basically, in a nutshell, on-chain analysis is basically getting a magnifying glass into Bitcoin, into the Bitcoin network, and effectively understanding every single thing that happens in it. A bit like forensic account. It's like having a forensic accountant come into your business and having a little look-see. That forensic accountant would know every single thing that happens in your business. Well, that's what on-chain analysis is, because you can see everything. It's completely open. There's no obfuscation with crypto. So without going too, again, a lot of context is missing with all these quick videos, which is why you should really check out the Realistic Trader community. We go through everything in detail, so you actually understand what's happening instead of, as I said, guessing. But when we're looking at this chart, there's a couple of things here. So with this top price here, we have this bottom sort of purplish band. Now, this is caught every low, pretty much. But you have to understand, you only see these low attacks in the consolidation phase. So we have the halvings. If I was to draw vertical lines, we have the halvings, and then the halving. Whoopsie daisy, reset access. We have the halvings, and then it's during the consolidatory times where the market will drop to these purple lines, not during the bull market. We are in a strong bull market, so obviously we only have a few data points. Every single bull market, it's never pulled back to this line over here. If anything, it's gone back to the realized price, which is on average, some people call it the true price of Bitcoin, some people call it the ultimate support level of Bitcoin, but technically it's the value of all coins in circulation the last time, or the last price that they moved, i.e. it's the average price the market paid for their Bitcoin. But yeah, you should use it as a bit of a support level. So as we're seeing right now, if we to sort of zoom in, the true path of price of Bitcoin is at 20k. Will it hit this? I don't think so. Will it hit this at 15k? I would bet a lot of money that it doesn't. And also, when you're looking at some of these levels, ignore that next bit. So here's the other thing. During a strong bull market, we never ever we never hit realized price. So a lot of people are getting super bearish now, saying, hey, Bitcoin's going to fall down to 20k, which if you look at the charts, that is the massive support level. 20k is literally this level here where everyone is shouting about. But we need to be a bit more, not scientific, but stick to stats more. Now, I'm not going to go too much into depth what MVRV ratio is, but it's basically the market value divided by the realized price or realized value, and it gives us a bit of a ratio, because the market price always fluctuates or acts as it moves at a premium of realized price. So you need to imagine there's a bit of a rubber band, and every time actual price gets too far ahead of realized price, this rubber band snaps it back. So we have this ratio, this MVRV ratio. And if we're to zoom in down here, the ratio right now is 1.54. So we now have to use this with probability functions. So if we just get rid of some of the whoopsie daisy, wrong one. There we go. So we take, where are we? 1.54. I'm just going, in fact, before I go into that, I just want to explain something. So if you were to go back in time, I'll show you some extremes. So if you take this all-time high up here, let's zoom in over here. So this all-time high, we had an MVRV ratio of about 4.71. So if you then go to 4.71 up here, also so let's get my little spike lines. Here we go. 4.75, 4.7. Here we go. Let's take this one. 4.7. So in that little orange box, you can see it says 4.7 and 97%. Well, what this means is that there is a 97% probability that the market will go lower from that point. So this is using all of the Bitcoin's price movement since its existence. So this is, you know, if you ever wanted to find out the probability of something on Bitcoin, you just do this. So there's a 97% probability of a market falling from that point there. Conversely, if you then go to one of the lows, so if you go to like this catastrophic low down here, what is that? I mean, we then have an MVRV ratio of 0.41. So let's go to the probability function, 0.4. There we go. It's saying 0%. So what that means is that there was a 0% chance of Bitcoin falling lower than that point, and 100% probability that the market would go up. So where are we right now? Well, let's just have a look. We are, as I said, 1.54. Okay, so it's fine. 1.54, 1.55. There we go. Good enough for government work. So what this is saying is that there is now a 43% probability of the market going down. So, whoops, we're 1.5. Yeah. So as it stands right now, there's a 43% probability that the market is going to go down, and I can't do the maths, 57% probability that the market is going to go up from here. So yeah, just a quick one. Well, okay, just to save you some time, without making this video too long, long story short, when we get to 26,800, there's a 90% probability of a bounce, as in the market going up. So I am bearish. I know the probability says that it's 43% likely to go down, 57 up to the upside, but I know the markets and how big boys work, as in the big banks and the big whales, etc. So I am still bearish, but I'm not 20k bearish. I am more like 26,800. Worst case 24,000. So yeah, I hope that helps. I will see you soon, and yeah, please do check out the Realistic Trader community, because I go through this in way more depth, so you can really understand what goes on. Toodles.